Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Thursday afternoon, June 27th. Looking at window traders market profile of the ES and the NQ. So we kind of got what we expected today, right? I said in the morning video, we talked about it in the trading room prior to the opening. Beware of an attempt at a fake breakout out of balance, especially to the upside. Well, it looked like they were going to attempt to do that this morning in A and B period in ES and NQ, and it never panned out. Our volume again has the potential of being in the top 10 lightest. Our 10th lightest volume now is 38.5 million. So it can't. It's just amazing how we keep going lower and lower in volume. Our range was pretty poor today. Righty couldn't get out of the IB until L period. Then they went trend, filled it to the tick, but had a nice price probe. So they end up with a price probe and an afternoon pullback in J. They do stay in balance on the daily. NQ got up to and almost filled the single prints from June 20th, but did not. They go out with an afternoon rally high. Now I'm using two things, an afternoon rally high in I, and I'm using the pullback in J for now. And we had an 11 wide POC. Still balance on the daily. ES goes out with a 10 wide POC. SPY goes out with an 11 wide POC. ES took out I's high, SPY didn't. So SPY has an afternoon rally high. ES has a poor low. So I want to quickly go over my trades because I talk about what could happen tomorrow and stuff. So in A period, I did take a short in NQ against the overnight, where am I? Against the overnight high to see if they'd front run it. They didn't, took it off for a loss. That generally has been working. Today it didn't. However, I did take a short in A period against these against the single prints the first time in there, and that paid off. Then on pullbacks, I was starting to look for longs on ebb and flows, and they worked until late in A period. They came in pretty good. And I took, so I ended up making money in A, even though I lost on the overnight high short, and I lost on one of the ebb and flow longs. Between short and the single prints and the other ebb and flow longs, I still made out to the plus side in A period. B period, I took a long in NQ to pop A's high. That worked. I was then looking for a short at the single print fill. Never got there. And then I got a little picky and it came in. C period. When C period came in, took a long at that point against halfback and B's low. Initially, that worked. Then they finally took out C's low. And I told the room that. I said, we're one time framing up. I said, I'll take that the first time. Second time, no way. And there she went as she went down. Then in D period, I switched to the short side. First against the 144 when it pushed up, and then timed it beautifully to get the IB low. And that worked really nicely. And then I did 3 trades looking for afternoon rally highs. Shorted F. Didn't make a lot on that one. I shorted it. I'm trying to think where I shorted it. Did okay on it, but not a lot. But then had some nice shorts in both G and H period, thinking we might have an afternoon rally high. When H took out G's low and then came right back up, I said I'm not shorting I again because I didn't like how little they took out and went back up. Now, obviously, it would have been a good short at that point, but I didn't do it. I tried to short ES at 49 in I period. Had an offer in, never got taken. And then the last trade was when J period flushed out pretty good, took a long against the opening and did well on that. So it was a good day overall. You know, even though the ranges have been small and the volume's been horrible. Now, again, I've been trading NQ, but even ES has had some opportunities. Again, I tried to take the one short in there. I thought it was a better short at that point because they were still one time framing up, and I thought maybe they'd get it and then roll over. But they never got to my level, and then they did finally roll over. And we went and made a new low on the day. but had a poor low also. So as far as destinations go, today's high is 55. Then we have our 10 wide pocket 42. And then we have our poor low at 30. Now SPY has a little different things. SPY is today's high at 546.96. Afternoon rally high at 546.43. An 11 wide pocket 545.79. And today's low, which isn't poor, only because I had a little spit out here, at 544.61. Now, I'm going to show you the charts in a minute, but before we get off the profiles, look at this. You realize we've basically just been trading in Monday to 17th range. We took it out one day. Other than that, we've traded. That's all we've done is trade in that range. We've had very close closes to previous closes and everything else. The odds, after PCE tomorrow, the odds of opening up inside of today's range probably aren't good. I hope we do. I hope they digest whatever comes out. And I hope they do open up and then we finally break out of balance, because I want to ride breaking out of balance for a good trend day, one way or the other. If you get a significant gap, that unfortunately can suck the life out of the trade. So what are we looking for tomorrow? Possibly. Obviously, if it's a gap of any magnitude to the upside, you're probably going to go into uncharted territory again, right? If you get a $5 gap, you'll be in uncharted territory. You'll take out the all-time high and the overnight all-time high. If you get a and I'm just using $5. If you get a $5 gap to the downside, you'll be testing the balance low in ES and SPY. Okay, let's go to ES. You'll be testing the balance low from this Monday. Then you have another huge rollover gap. Wouldn't that be fun to take back? That'd be a $10 move if we did that. So those of you, in the bigger picture, those are your targets. Look at all this MGI in here. Now, if we open inside of today's range, you're going to have to get through all of this. But if you open on a sizable gap up or down, you'll take a lot of this away, and then hopefully doesn't suck the life out of the trade and you get more to it. Now, to the downside, I think you might, because there's that rollover gap. That would be a juicy target. To the upside, becomes a lot tougher for me because you will be totally in uncharted territory. Okay? And then on the chart, we'll recap. Tomorrow night, we'll recap all the charts, and it's the end of the half year. So we'll go over everything. But here it is. This is, the pot of water has been boiling now for 8 days. We'll see how we're going to come out of it. And even in NQ and triple Qs, again, some people might call it up, and I don't have a problem with that. But I just think this is just all one big balance still. That at some point, you're going to either blow to the upside or to the downside. Unfortunately, I wouldn't doubt if we get a really strong day at some point where we do more volume than the last 5 days combined. We are at 34 million. So we have to do over 4 million in the after hours not to be in the top 10 lightest. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing to this channel. Hope you had a good day trading. Enjoy your evening, and we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.